Let us solve the exercise number 6 in the part A of data structure lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to implement a stack operations using arrays. So let's go ahead and let's solve this particular exercise. Before we venture into that, let's look at what is this stack all about. Now you are familiar with the idea of filling the glass with water. Now when you fill the glass with water, there will be a limit up to which the water is filled. This is you just to say that that is the top up to which the water is filled. So as you fill the glass with more and more water, this top level, that is this level, will keep on increasing. Okay. So if you fill this glass with full water, so up to the brim, if you fill it, so it will go up to the last point. Above this, if you try to spill, then it will flow out. We just say it is overflowing. It will flow out of it. When the glass is full, you can think of drinking water from the glass. Okay, as you consume the water, the level, that is this top level, will keep on decreasing. The level of water, which is the top level of the water, keeps on decreasing. And if you consume the full water, so 100% if you consume it, then the glass becomes empty. Then if you try to drink something from this one, there is nothing is available, so you cannot draw any water from the glass. We say it is underflow. So there are two words that you must remember. If the glass is completely full, then you say it is overflow, and if the glass is completely empty, then we say it is underflow. So two words. And up to which the glass is full, that is up to the region up to which the glass is full, that is indicated by, there is a pointer that says that that is called as the top of the glass. It is not the empty area of the glass up to which the water is filled. Okay. Same idea, we are going to use it in the array. So in generally we write the array like this, and we say this is the element number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now we are representing the array like this for the understanding that is in coordination with what is being told here. So as I fill the element of the array, some element into the array, the top level will indicate up to which the element is filled. Okay. So as I start filling the elements, I'm just filling a few elements here. Some randomly I'm filling it. So this is the top of the array here. So I reach up to the top. Now if I try to fill it, it is same as saying you have the glass that is completely filled with water. Now the water will overflow. Similarly, if I go beyond this level, that is the top level goes beyond the last one, then we say this is the overflow. In the same way, if I keep on decreasing or deleting one element, the top level will keep on shifting. So as you decrease the level of the water, the top level will keep on decreasing, same level. And when I remove one element, the top level will shift and say that this element is deleted. And the top will say that this element is deleted, this element is deleted. So if I keep on deleting this, all the element, then the top will be there at the bottom most, so there is no more element is there, so nothing is there, it is completely empty. Remember, I can put the top here, because if I say top is here, that means there is one element in the top. Now nothing is there in the top, so top means there is no top level. So it is like if you remove all the elements, all the water from the glass, up where is the top? Top is not there in the glass because there is no water in this glass. Only when there is water, where is this thing? Only when there is water in this glass, then you can say that the glass is filled up to this level or something of that type. So only if the glass is filled with water, then you get this up to what is the top up to which the water is filled. So if there is no water in this glass, then that top itself is not declared. Similarly, when there is no element in the array, top itself is not there in the array. It cannot be anywhere in the array. If you say top is here, that means some level there is some number is there. So when the top goes below this level, we say it is underflow. So remember, so there is one underflow is there when you there is nothing is there, and there is one overflow is there when it is completely filled. Now, how do we do it in case of the stack? Now we say that top we give the number. If the top is there at -1, why it is -1? Because we know that whenever we talk about C programming, the array, the index of the array always starts with like a of 0. A of 0 means it is the first element. Next element is a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, and so on. A of -1. So there is nothing called as a of -1 because array starts with the, slightly reduce the size of it. So where is it gone? Okay. So array starts with the, let me say, minus, if you say a is equal to array of -1, that means to say that there is, let me draw it here properly. So if you say that this is the first element of the array, that means this is element a of 0. Next element of the array is a of 1. Okay. Now below this there is nothing is there. So the indices of the array starts from 0. Then it may start with the, where is it? Okay. It may start with 1, then 2 and 3 and so on and so forth. But a -1, there is nothing called as index -1. So if you get the index as -1, that means you are outside this array. So before this array, -1. Okay. Similarly, if there are n elements are there beyond n, you are outside the array. So how do we say that thing? So if my pointer has the value -1, that means I am before the first element. This is underflow. Okay. If my pointer goes beyond this last element, that is this element, this is a of 9, here only 10 elements are there, so it is a of 9. So if it is goes n, this 9 is nothing but n is equal to 9 now. So you can take any general number n. If it goes beyond n, the top goes beyond n, then it is overflow, it is going above. If it is coming down below 0, it means it is underflow. Two things you are doing. So as you put one element, this position will tell you where is the top location. So if you want to put the next element, what you have to do? First you have to make the pointer point to this location, that is top will come to this location, put the element. Okay. If you want to put one more element, what you are supposed to? First move the top and then you say this is the element. If you want to put one more element, move the top first and then put the one more element. If you want to decrease the element, first remove this element, remove it, and then move the pointer downwards. If you want to remove this element, first delete this element and move the pointer downwards. So hope you understand the concept. So there are three things that you can do with the array. What are the three things? First, you can insert an element into the array. Inserting an element is called as push an element into the array. So put an element into the array. The word that we are using is push an element into the array. Next one is you can remove an element, pop an element into the array. So you push an element into the array, or the next one is you pop one element out of the array. What is the next thing that you can do? You can show how many elements are there. List all the elements which are there in the array. Generally, we say that display all the element, or you can say list also. I will use the word display all the elements of the array. So three things you are doing. One is you are pushing an element into the stack. Next one, you are popping an element out of the stack. And the third one is you display all the elements which are there in the stack. Okay. So in order for you to create a stack, what is the first thing that you need is you need an array. So let's build an array. I'm going to go to my code block here. I will click on the new file here. I'm going to go and click on this new file, and I'm going to say file here, and I'm going to use the C++ source here, and I'm going to click go, and I'm going to click next, and I will select C as my programming language. And next, I'm going to go here, and a very important thing, see to it that you save your file in the proper location. So generally, I have a folder called as this one. Your teacher will tell you where you have to save it during the examination. So I'm going to give the name of this one. So this is the exercise number A6. So I'm going to say this is A6, and I'm going to say this is array stack. Okay, because there is one more, and that is a linked list stack. So you have to use the linked list to create the stack, not stick. Sorry. So this is a stack. Let me save it, and now I've saved it in D colon and something like this. So the file name is usually generally a full letter without the space, but I've saved it in my D colon. Your teacher will tell you where to save it, so don't worry. So this is done. Now if the words that is typed is appearing very small, hold down the control button and use the scroll bar to move the scroll wheel either up or down to increase or decrease the size. So on your mouse you have a wheel, press down the control button and move the wheel so you can zoom in or zoom out. Get done with that. So let me start with the include statement. So include stdio.h. So you are going to say stdio.h, and we have void main. So that is done with this. So now you need an array. So I will assume that this is an integer array, and I assume that 50 elements will be there in the array as usual. Even though you take in a very lengthy array with the 50 elements, but you will not use all the 50 elements during the examination. You know very well, typing 50 numbers will take a lot of time. Generally, you type 5 elements. So in other words, you just use n element out of all the array with a lot of elements. You just use the first n element. So I need that n element. How many will be there? And because it is an array, you know that we use the for loop, and for loop requires a loop variable I that is known to you. Apart from this one, the array has the top that indicates the top location. Generally, when you create the array for the first time, that is during the initialization, the entire array will be blank. There is nothing will be there in the array. So how do you say that array is blank? Is you bring the top pointer to -1. So you bring it to the level -1, saying that the stack is empty. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say top is equal to -1, indicating the when I start my program, the stack will be completely empty. So there is one more thing that I'm going to get here, and let us start by asking this question, because you know very well, even though you have created an array with 50 elements, you will not be using all the 50 elements. You will be using only the first n element. Generally n is equal to 5, but you are going to use n element. We will ask that question with the user. So I'm going to say printf, and I'm going to say enter the size of the stack. I'm not going to use the word array here, because they have told us to create a stack, and if you notice, I have put one space here so that it looks great here. Okay, so after here one space, and after here also one space, so it looks great. Let's read the value of the n here. So I'm going to use ampersand n to read the value of n. So I have read the size. Even though the array was completely 50 elements, I will say I want to just try with the first 5 elements. If it is working with the first 5 elements, it will work with definitely it will work with the remaining n number of elements. So now we have to continuously add or remove the element from the stack. So we will play with the stack as long as we are happy, and once we are fed up with it, we will say, okay, I got how the stack is working, and I'm going to come out. So I'm going to show a menu to the user. Continuously I'm going to show the menu saying that what do you want to do. So do you want to insert an element into the array? that is, or do you want to pop an element out of the array? Do you want me to display the all the elements which are there in the array, or you just want to come out of and say that goodbye to the stack? So choices I'm going to give it. Let's go ahead and let's write those choices. So this I'm going to do it continuously until the user is fed up, and the user is going to say, I am no longer interested in doing this one. So even though I have not written anything over here, do while means this is a loop. You know very well, do while is a loop. This loop will continuously execute, 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 execute until some condition will make it fail. So I'm going to get to that condition just a minute. So let's start with the giving the choice to the user. So I'm going to say printf, and I'm going to say that my first choice is, I'm going to use a line break, and I'm going to say my first choice, this is slash n is the, you know very well, new line. The first choice, that is, remember, if you get confused, put one space here and then say slash n, then first one is push, okay, then slash n again, then a space, then the second choice is pop. Remember, three operations that we are doing, slash en. Third choice is a display, so third choice is a display, slash n. Then I'm going to use one more choice because a user may get fed up with that. So fourth choice is exit, okay, so fourth choice is exit, slash en. Then I'm going to put dash 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 like this, okay, then one more dash maybe, then slash en, okay, and then I'm going to say your choice, your choice, choice, and put a colon and a space, and finally I'm going to put a semicolon. So many things I'm going to do it. Just I'm going to bring it, I think slightly reduce it, and just bring it here so that you are familiar with the, or you can see it everything in on the screen for choice. Now user will get the choice here. I'm going to ask the user, what is your choice? So user, if the user types 1, that means that they want to push the element. If it is 2, they want to pop the element. 3 means exit. 4 means they are fed up with your program, they want to come out of it. Now I want to read their choice, so I will go here and I'm going to put ch. Ch is the choice that the user will give. So user may give 1 as the choice, 2 as a choice, 3 as a choice, 4 as a choice, or something of the type. So I'm going to read that whatever the user has given the choice, and this is going to be an integer number, 1 2 3 4 numbers. So I'm going to read the choice that is given by the user. Now depending upon the choice, if the user says the choice is 1, I'm going to do something. If the choice is 2, I'm going to do something. If the choice is 3, I'm going to do something. And to do this one, when you have multiple choices, you know very well, the one construct that we use is the switch statement. I'm going to switch on the value of the choices. So the first case is case 1 is I have to supposed to push the element into the stack, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm going to say first choice, it should have been this one. Next choice is the, what is this, case number 2, and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm going to say break. So case number, why it is V is coming, case number 3, and I'm going to say break. I have not done, the way I'm putting the break is I have not written the logic there. So the choice, if it is 1, I'm supposed to do something, not just to break it. If it is 2, I'm supposed to do something. If it is 3, I'm supposed to do something. If it is 4, if case number is 4, I'm going to use a printf statement, because in the fourth we are exiting. Remember, fourth means you are exiting. So I'm going to use a printf statement, and I'm going to say exiting slash, I'm going to put slash n here. Just one line break, and I'm going to say exiting, 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 dash, 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 dash. Okay. Just to tell you that I am exiting. So I'm exiting, and then definitely I have to put the break. Now user may type 1 2 3 4. You are expecting the user may type 5 6 7 8. So what is the default that you're going to use? The default is a printf, and I'm going to say wrong choice. Okay, and I'm going to put the slash in. I think it is better I put the slash in so that it will come next, and also slash in so that it looks so beautiful. Okay, so slash in. So this is it. This is what I have done. This is your case statement, and this is the while loop. And you notice that this while loop, whatever I've typed here, this while loop will continuously show this message. And depending upon that, if the choice is 1, you do something. If the choice is 2, you do something. Choice is 3, you do something. Choice is 4, you do something. And this has to repeat again and again and again until the user says the choice is 4. So you will repeat this one as long as choice is not equal to 4. If the choice is equal to 4, that means the user is fed up and they want to just exit out of your program. Let me save this program and let me compile and run it and just show you how it's going to appear. So first it's going to ask me what is the size of the stack. Let me say size of the stack is 5. And so this is the first question. Enter the size of the stack. You get the enter the size of the stack and you read the element. After that, you are going to say choice 1 slash n. Choice 1 is push, then choice is pop, then choice is display, then the choice is exit, then you have dash dash dash, and then you have your choice. Okay, here after this you have a scanf statement that is waiting for your choice. And if you type 1, nothing is going to happen, because after this, if the case is 1, you have not written any logic. You will come back to the do while loop. Okay, because choice is not 4, you will come back again to this one, and it is going to show you what you want to do. So if your choice is 2 again, nothing is going to happen, because if the choice is 2, you will not do anything except breaking it. And if the choice is not 4, the while loop will repeat back and it is going to take you back to the starting position. So this is going to happen unless and until you type 4. When you type 4, the while loop will break, and you get this exiting message here. You see this exiting message, beautiful exiting message, and your program completes. Now the only problem is, what are we supposed to do when somebody types the push? So when somebody is typing the push, what is that first thing we have to do it? So if the stack is completely empty, then you can put one element. So you can put one element. So move the pointer, put the element. Okay, move the pointer, put the element. Move the pointer, put the element. So pushing the element. This is called as pushing the element. Putting one element is push the element. So move the pointer, push the element. Okay, you do it. But you can suppose if you are here, let's just assume that you have typed element over here, and you are already typed some element here, and now somebody says I want to push one element. The stack is already full, so you know very well, if this beaker or if your glass is already full, then if somebody says that I want to put some more water into it, the water will overflow. Okay. Similarly, the stack is already full. The stack is already full, and somebody says, "I want to put one more element." It is not possible. So, if the stack reaches its maximum limit, what is the maximum limit? Maximum limit is n, not the size of the array. Remember, even though we have taken very lengthy array, we said that we will limit ourselves to n element. So, if the your top reaches the n, that is the total number of element in the array, then it is going to, if you try to put it, it's going to overflow. So that is what we are going to say. So the first thing that we are going to do is, so before we push an element into the array, we first see whether that is there any place where you can put an element. So you know very well, when you want to go into a bus, first thing you will see whether there is a seat in the bus. If the seat is already full, and if you have a choice, sometimes you don't have the choice, you have to go. to the college very early, so you can miss the bus. But generally, otherwise, if the bus is already full and there is no space, you don't go in that bus, you will go in the next bus. So same idea that we are using here. So if the stack is already full, if the stack is empty, no problem at all. If the stack is, first thing is you just see whether the stack is full. The stack is full, there is no way you can push an element. You say that it is overflow. So the first thing that I am going to do over here is if the top has reached the nth location. Remember, you can't put n here because in the array, even though you say how many elements are there, 10 elements are there. What is the last index value? It is 9. Why? Because in the array, you know very well, you start with the 0. So if there are 10 elements are there, if n is equal to 10, that doesn't mean that the last index will be 10. Last index will be 9 because you start from 0. So you start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10 elements, means last index will be 1 less than the n value. So I'm going to just say that if the stack value is 1 less than the n, then it is full. That's it. So what is the meaning of that? Remember, if there are, what is the value of n here? N is 10 here. Okay, so n is 10 here. So n means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9, n is 10. So if the stack value is n minus 1, what is n minus 1? This is 9. So a of 9. If you have already filled up to a of 9, there is no way you can push one more element because it's already full. The stack is completely full. You can't put one more element. That is what I am going to say. If the top has reached this n minus 1th location, then we are going to say one thing. I don't need this one, even though we are used to that writing that. I'm going to directly say, because there is going to be one printf statement. As you know, if there is only one statement, you don't need to put a flower bracket. Unnecessary, don't put a flower bracket. You know very well, so you are familiar with the if statement. I'm going to say overflow. Some people write stack is overflow and so on and so forth. There is no need to write stack is overflow or other thing. Just make it very simple during the examination. During the practical, you can say stack is a very overflow because and so on. You can give the explanation. Or during the examination, don't give the explanation, because your teacher who is coming to teach you know what is stack, what is queue, and all the data structure. So they know that when you reach the top, it is called as overflow. Okay, you don't have to teach them that it is because stack is full and that is why so and so on. They have already thought, and that is why they are coming for the valuation there. Okay, so I'm going to just use a straightforward word. What is this straightforward word? That is, if the stack is what is this? If the stack is and if the top is there at the top of the n minus 1 location, stack is overflow. You cannot put the element. Okay. Otherwise you can put the element. So that is as simple as that. So if this is there at the top, then you cannot put it. Suppose, so let's say, suppose if it is there below this any level, if it is here, the top is up to here. So that means to say that it is up to here. The top is there here. Okay, the top is there at here. Then you can definitely pour water into that. That means you can put the element into the array. So if it is less than that, it is not that, then you can put the element. Even if it is there at -1, you can put the element. Now, how do you put the element? First move the top, and then at this location put the element. So this is what you are supposed to do. Now first of all, let's first get the element from the user. How do we get the element? We have to tell the user printf, and we are going to say enter an element. Okay, so I'm going to put one space there to make it beautiful, and I'm going to say scanf, and I'm going to say %d and ampersand. I need to read an element into the array. What is my array? My array name of the array is A. A. So A of what? Where should I put the element? Okay. So first thing, a very important thing, see, remember a of top, this top location wherever. So what is the value of top? If you notice, what is the value of top? Value of top is 4, and that means to say that I have to put it at a of 4. If the top is here, that means what is the value of top? Top is 6. That means I have to put the element at a of 6. So in other words, I have to put the element at a of top wherever the top is pointing. Wherever the top is pointing, that location, a of that top location. If top is 6, it is top is 4, it is a of 4, whatever is the value of that. So if top is 6, then it is going to become a of 6 here. If top is 4, it is going to become a of 4 here. So wherever a is the top is pointing, there you have to do it. But what is the important thing? First thing, before you come to here, first the pointer was here. First move the pointer. Then put the element. How do you make the first move the pointer? So what is the value of a pointer here in this location? Value of the pointer is 4. First move the pointer. What is the meaning of saying first move the pointer? First increase the value of a to 5. Increase it, increment it. Then only this pointer will start moving to this location. When first, in other words, first increase, what is this one? Okay. Let me get it back again. So first increase the value of top from 4 to 5. That means increment. First increment, then use it. First increment, then use it inside A. So first increment the value of top, then use it inside the array. So how do we write that thing? First increment. So what is the meaning? You know, post increment and pre-increment. So pre-increment, first increment, then use the value of top. What is this one? Top plus plus. If you write, what is this one? First use the value of top, then increment. So this is post. I don't want post, I want pre. So pre means first increment, then use. So hope you get the idea. So you are first incrementing and then putting the value. So this is done with that. So you are able to enter the element into the array. Now let's go to the second option. What is the second option? Pop an element of the out of the array. So how do we pop the element? First use that, remove that element. So how do I say I will remove the element? First I'm going to just print the value to the user saying that I have pulled the element. Very, very important thing. When before you remove an element from the array, you must see whether there is water. So if there is no water, if the beaker is empty, you can't draw water from here. If it is already empty, you can't remove it. If there is some water, whatever it is, if there is some water here, let's get this one. Where is it? If there is some water here, then you can think of removing the water. Okay. If the pointer is already coming down here, that means there is no water, you can't remove it. So that you have to understand this concept here. And what is this concept? Concept is there must be something in the beaker to withdraw it. In the same way, there must be something in the stack to remove it. If the stack is already empty, when do you say stack is already empty? If the top is there at -1, that means there is nothing in the stack. So if there is nothing in the stack, if the pointer value is, if the top value is -1, then you cannot withdraw it. How do you say you cannot withdraw it? You say underflow. The word that, technical word that we are using is underflow. So you're going to say underflow. How do I write that thing? So if okay, top is there at -1, so then I'm going to say print f. I'm going to say underflow. I don't need to write a stack is underflow or anything. Underflow, because my examiner knows very well that it is underflow. So should I put the /n? I think it is better. I will put /n here so that it will come after this. The next thing will come in the next line, so that it is it looks easier. Otherwise, let's go with the otherwise. Otherwise, you will consume the element. How do you consume the element? how to consume the element. Suppose if you have, let's say, some values are there, some value, let me just put some values are there, and the what is it? The top pointer is here. How do you consume the element? So your top is there at this location. Bring the top down. How can you bring the top down? What is the value of top? Value of top is 4 now. Bring it down to 3. So how do you bring it down? You know very well. Increment is plus plus, decrement is minus minus. So you know that. But before you decrement, don't just decrement it. Consume it first, use it first, then decrement it. So in the previous case, increment first and then use it. Here, use first. What is this one? Here, use first. Again, it is coming like that. What is this? Okay, it is use first and then decrement. So I'm going to use first and decrement. Now, using is you can use it anywhere, but I don't have any place to use it. I'm going to use just a printf statement, and I'm going to just say printf so that the person who has executed this knows that something has happened. So I'm going to say this element, whichever, let me put a double quotes here. This element, what is this? This element as popped up is popped out. Okay, so which is this element which is popped out? Me just which is this element that is popped out? This element, whichever element you have, 52, that element value. I'm not interested in the index here. The value. See, generally users are not interested in the indexes. 52 is popped out. So you just say 52 is popped out of the array. So the value is popped out of the array. How do you say that? Array is A, and wherever the top is pointing, that hash is there. So this, where is the top is pointing? Top is pointing to A of 4. What is the value of that? 52 is popped out. Once it is popped out, the top has to come down. So you have to bring this top down. How do you bring this top down? Decrement this. This is 4 minus minus. 4 minus minus means 4 is equal to 4 minus 1. So this value will become a 3. Decrement it after using. So you use this, pop it out and decrement the top pointer, so that top pointer will come down. So use it. You have already used it. Okay, you have used this one in the printf statement. You have used that value of the top. You have used the value. After using this, after using it, you bring it down. How do you bring it down? After using, you decrement the top. You decrement the minus. Minus means you know very well. So here what you did, you increment first and then use it. Here what you're doing, you use first and then decrement it. So that is done. So this is the second part is done. Let's go to the last part over here. And what is this last part here? Display the element. So how do you display the element? Now, generally, whenever we are printing the array, what is this? Generally, when we print the array, we print the values from a of 0, a of 1 like that. So we print the first element, a of 0, we print it. Then a of 1, a of 2 like this. But when we look at the stack, so when we look at the stack, we are going from the top, we are going down. Okay, so we print the last element, then the next last element, then the next last element, then and so on. So we print in the reverse order. So if the stack is full up to here, we start from here. This is the first element, then the next element, then the next element, then the next, and so on. So we decrease, we start from the top of the stack, then we keep on going up to the end. So we start from there and we display it. Remember, we are not deleting it, we are just displaying the content of the stack. So let's go ahead and let's do that thing. Okay, so let's do that thing. We are going to go here to our thing. So we are going to use the stack. So I'm going to say printf, just to tell the user that something was there. Printf. Okay, I'm going to say the stack is stack is slash n, just to get it in the next line. Okay, stack is, we will print one after the other. We will start from with the for loop definitely. And for I is equal to, remember we start from the top. So this is the idea is very different. We start from the top. So top is 4 now. Next time we are going to bring 3, then 2, then 1, then 0. After that we have to stop, because after this there is nothing is there. So from 4 keep on decreasing until you reach to 0. So how do we write that thing? So I is equal to 0 and I greater than or equal to, I is equal to top, then I greater than or equal to 0. So from here, from the top, I is equal to top, then keep on decreasing the value of I until I reaches the value 0. Okay, every step what we have to do is reduce. I is 4 first, then reduce it to 3, then reduce it to 2, then reduce it to 1, and so on. So it is not plus plus at this time, it is I minus minus, decreasing the value. So I minus minus, done. And what is that we are supposed to do it? We are supposed to print the value. I'm not going to use the floor bracket because there is only one line that you have to print it here. So we are going to say printf, and we are going to say printf, and we are going to print the value of percentage %d, and I'm going to print it one line after the other, because I don't want it has to come like a stack, otherwise it will come straight one after the other. Now if I print it horizontally, it is not going to work. Let me print it downwards. Okay, so I will use slash n for that. And what is that we are supposed to print? We are supposed to print the array of I, that value that we are supposed to print it, and that's what we are supposed to do it. The number 4 is done and default is also done. Let me save it and let me run it. Okay. So you have entered the size of the stack. Let me just put element is 5. So what is the first thing I want to do? I want to push an element into the stack. So first element that is supposed to is 50. Okay, let me display the element. I'm going to say 3. Only stack, only one element is there, that is the 50 there in the stack. Let me push one more element again. To push the element, the choice is 1. I'm going to push the element, let me say 60. Okay, 2 elements are there. I'm going to display it. So how many elements are there? You notice that 2 elements are there. So first one is 50. Remember the stack, you are putting it from the top. When you pour the water, the first bottom, then next, and it's going to come. Let me push one more element. Let me put one more element. Push an element into the array. I'm going to say 70. I've pushed it. So let's see how many elements are there in the stack. Let me just put 3 here. So 3 elements are there. So first element was 50, then came 60, then came 70. Let me push one more element, and I'm going to push the element 80. So let me show the elements. So you have 4 elements. So first is 50, then 60, then last one to come is there at the top, that is 80. So you remember you're putting it in this order. So first one, then next. Let me push one more element. Say element is 90. Let me display it. So you have 5 elements here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me push one more element into the stack, and let me say this is the, when I try to push an element, you notice that immediately I got an error here saying that it is overflow. Why? Because the stack is already full. 5 elements are there. I said the size of the stack is 5. So 5 elements are there. Stack is full. It is overflow. I can do anything. So can I pop the element? Let me type 2 here. So what is the last element? 90. I'm going to pop an element. So you notice that I will get a message 90 is popped out. So the last element, which was 90 here, is been popped out. Now if I see the element here, I will notice that 90 is popped out. Okay, the top of the stack is 80 now. Now if I say my choice is 2, that means I want to pop the element. So I will type 2 here, press enter. So what you notice, this is not the thing. So I press enter here, you notice 80 is popped out. So the last element, let me display it. and let's see. So 80 is gone. So previously 80 was there, 80 is popped out now. Let me type 1 2 again, and I'm going to say 70 is popped out. So leftover element, let's see how many are left over now. 60 and 50, only two elements are there. Let me pop the next element. So when I pop the next element, you notice 60 is also popped out. Let me see how many elements are there in the stack. So the choice is 3 for doing that. So I get 50 is only there in that. Let me pop out that 50 also. Sorry, the choice is 2 popped up. 50 is popped out. So what is the stack? Now the one thing, when I this time when I try to show here, you notice one small change. I'm going to do it in my program, and that change that I'm going to do is, if you just see here 3 now, you notice that the stack is and nothing is there. So this is correct. Nobody says that it is correct, but I'm going to add one so extra line here just to say that stack is empty. Okay, otherwise, this means same stack is empty. You notice that, but I will put that word here. Okay, now let me go for the last choice, that is, what if there are only four choices are there? What if I say the choice is 8? What I must get is wrong choice. I get it. And what is the last thing that I'm going to do is, I'm going to exit here. Now before I exit it, I will correct this one small problem. Even though stack is empty, that even though the word has not come here, but it means empty, but I will put it in words. So just one small correction. Let me stop this one. This program is exiting, but only one. When I print this tag, I will use one if statement here. Only one place here, one small correction. So if the top is equal to -1, that means the stack is empty. I'm going to print, and I'm going to say stack is empty. Just otherwise what will happen is, even though that it indicates that it is empty, but it won't look nice. Okay, so people will feel like, well, what is this person has done? So I'm going to just put them inside the if statement here, so that it looks great. And again, if you want to format it, right click, and you get where is that thing gone? Format a use style, and it will format it for you, so you get it very beautifully. So this is, if the top is -1, stack is empty, and then else the remaining part, as usual. The previous case I'm not touching. Only one extra thing: if the stack is empty, usually in the previous case it was showing me stack is blank. Here now I want to show it like beautifully like this. So let me just run it once and just show you this part only. Now there is nothing is there in the stack. Let me say the total number of element in the stack is 5. My choice is 3 now, and you must get the answer as stack is empty because nothing is there. Can I pop an element from the stack? So the stack is empty now. So if my choice is 2, it says underflow because there is nothing is there in the stack. The stack itself is empty. How can you remove an element from the stack? Okay, and there is nothing much I can do. I will just say exit. That's all in this exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next exercise. Thank you.